Morning, guys. How you doing? Hope you're well. It's the last week of term. We are half terming next week. But as I said last week, and as I've said in the Zoom last week as well, there isn't a Zoom this week, but there is a Zoom next week, half term Tuesday. So I'll see you at 6 as normal there. But this week there isn't a Zoom, but there is this video. So remember, we've got to the point where Joshua and the people of Israel have finally crossed the Jordan River. They're into the promised land. But there's this big city. And if you remember when we found out about Rahab, the spies went in and said the walls were like 10 times the size of me. They were as thick as me, double thickness of me. They're big, big walls. How are they going to get in? So in the Promised Land, we're on page 198. In the Promised Land, the Israelites find fruit and grain. Look, food enough for everyone. Thank God, this is a wonderful place, as God had always said. Now that the people can't find food for themselves, God no longer sends them the manna that he sent them for 40 years. Could you imagine eating the same thing for 40 years? For 40 years? I'd be pleased to have something else. I've been eating the same thing for about 2 months. As some of you know, I was a little bit podgy. I needed to lose a little bit of weight. So I've been pretty much eating the same thing for about 2 months. And it's getting very, very boring. And actually, this week, I'm going to start going. I've lost enough weight, so I can't wait to eat normal stuff. So I'm sure the people after 40 years of eating manna and the same thing will be fed up with it. While the rest of the camp enjoys the new land and food, Joshua scouts the area in preparation for the attack on Jericho. Suddenly, he looks up and sees a man with a sword. Is he going to try and kill me? Joshua didn't know, but Joshua wasn't a coward. Bravely, he faced the stranger with his sword. Are you a friend or a foe? Neither. I am the captain of the Lord's army. At that, Joshua realized he is an angel, and Joshua fell to the floor on his knees. What is it you want to tell me? First, take off your shoes. For the place where you are standing, this is holy ground. Joshua obeys. Here is what you have to do to conquer the city of Jericho. The angel then tells Joshua what he has to do. When the angel leaves, Joshua returns to the camp and calls the priests together. I want the ark carried around the walls of Jericho. 7 priests with trumpets will march ahead of it. So once a day, for 6 days in a row, Joshua marches the Israelites around the city of Jericho. From her house in the wall, Rahab watches quite anxiously. She thought, the Israelites show no sign of attacking us, yet the city is breathless with fear. The people couldn't escape because the Israelites were outside. They were sieging it, and they were really worried. And it was like, what are they doing? They're just wandering around with some of them blowing on trumpets and everyone else shouting. And in the guard tower, Jericho's soldiers were tense and nervous. What are they trying to do? Are they working an evil charm on us? No, they're doing what God tells them to do. And that's the best thing to do. Whatever it is, it's working. Our soldiers are really, really scared. And then on the 7th day, the Israelites marched around Jericho 7 times. The priests blowing their trumpets and the marchers shouting. And with that, the walls of the mighty city collapsed to the ground. In all of Jericho, only Rahab, the woman who believed in God and helped the scouts, is saved. The Israelite soldiers searched the city for iron, for brass, for silver, for gold, all for the tent of meeting treasury. They were going in after the jewels, like the crown jewels, and they were going to take it to have it in that tent of meeting, and the tabernacle. They would have it for there. It's God's. Look at these beautiful robes, said one soldier. Forget it. Joshua said we can't keep anything for ourselves. Well, why should I fight and not take something? I'll hide something and no one will know, one of the soldiers thought. Oh no. Is he ignoring Joshua? Yes. Where do you think Joshua got that information from? That's right, God. And he's ignoring God. Is it going to work out well? I don't think so either. Let's see. After the victory of Jericho, Joshua calls some of the scouts to him. Here is the city of Ai. It guards the approach of our future campaigns. We must find out how strong the city is before we attack. We'll scout it out the same way we did Jericho, said the scouts. So we don't mind. Find out what happens to that man who steals the cloak. We'll see you next week. Well, we won't see you next week because next week's half term. And as I said at the start, and I'd forgotten, we've got the Zoom next week, half term, Tuesday, 6 o'clock. See you there. And then when we're back in, then the next week we'll do that thing about AI. And then I think we've only got 3 weeks, and then we're back in church. Come on, I can't wait. Can't wait to see you guys back at Hope and Light. You should all have got a letter this week. By the end of this week, you'll all have got a letter letting you know when we're back, how we're doing it, what's going on. So I can't wait to see you. So I'll see loads of you at the Zoom next week. Have a good half term. If I don't see you, if I do, I'll see you on Tuesday.